If you meet a mouse halfway in the way, don't go any further. It's possible that the mouse, sensing unknown danger. Welcome to bedtime nonsense pointing to mice in the way. Today's story may be too outrageous. It starts with that super university in 18. On the day of the incident, Lee, who lives in Hegung village, braved the wind and snow. Go to grandma's house to eat dumplings. Grandma lives in Gobi village. Not a few steps. But the wind that day was not ordinary. He was shivering from the cold. He is walking, surprised to find a mouse squatting in the snow ahead. Mouse hair gray. The old lady stared at him. Li Zhongping was born with no affection for mice. It even feels a little disgusting. So he deliberately walked around the mouse. Surprisingly, the mouse suddenly straightened its back, hissing at him. The abnormal behavior of the mouse really startled him. Especially the sincerity in the other party's eyes. Just like humans. Li Zhongping initially thought that the other party was begging him for food. So I didn't take it to heart. He was about to leave at a brisk pace. Suddenly, there was a loud click. There is a big tree on the side of the road ahead that was smashed by the wind. Broken into 2 sections. What scared him was, the tree is only 5 meters away from him. If the mouse hadn't stopped it, I was hit by a tree 8 or 9 times when I went there. Even died on the spot. After the tree falls, rats are fleeing. Instead, she gestured at him for a long time before leaving. Like that? It's very much like when humans wave goodbye. Looking at the figure of the mouse gradually drifting away, Li Zhongping was filled with emotion. At the same time, memories suddenly returned to 10 years ago. Li Zhongping at that time. He still lives with his grandmother. Grandma doesn't have a TV at home. I usually go to bed as soon as it gets dark. Go to bed too early. It is inevitable to get up at night to go to the toilet halfway through. Just then, a burst of peanuts suddenly came from the yard. The peanuts seemed to have come from the vat in the yard. Under the moonlight, I can vaguely see a human head emerging from it. Li Zhongping thought his grandmother was taking a bath there at first. But why are grandma's eyes so red? In addition to that, the other party is actually covered with long hair. This inevitably reminds him of the hairy monster in grandma's story. But the long-haired monster in front of him was not fierce at all, even a feeble wail. As the sound gets weaker, the other party's body keeps sinking. If the average child sees the scene, hiding under the covers and shivering. However, Li Zhongping's curiosity exploded. I want to go and see. When he came trembling to the water tank, just relaxed. What hairy monster is in the water tank? It's nothing more than a poor drowning mouse. Li Zhongping has no affection for mice, even angry at each other for soiling the water. I wanted to stand by and let him drown, but look at him pitifully. I'm really upset. Right there, the mouse, with only one last breath left, just came to the rescue. The animal is rescued, and it waves its paws as if to say thank you. I remember the scene vividly. Now think about it. Thanks to a little kindness at the time, in exchange for the current mouse blocking the road to repay the kindness incident. Although Li Zhongping assured me that what he said was true. Every sentence is true. But I feel, the average mouse lifespan is only 3 years. It's impossible to come back alive 10 years later to repay your kindness. Unless the other party is the legendary mouse spirit. Speaking of rat spirits, why do I feel that Li Zhongping looks special? Why are his eyes looking more and more like mice?